Howdy, Lord Kuma. This is a new playlist I'm trying out. It's called Piping Hot, where I'm going to sit back and smoke a pipe and BS and talk about maybe the pipe that I'm smoking or the tobacco I'm smoking in it, or a little bit of both and a little bit of everything else. I'm sitting here smoking a pipe, celebrating a little bit. Um, and I'm also drinking coffee. I'm sitting here smoking my pipe, celebrating a little bit. Um, I just uploaded, or I'm in the process of uploading. I just finished editing my Belmont Stakes 1973 Belmont Stakes review about Secretariat, and that's been a long time coming. That was 18 months in the making. Um, it took a long time to get this situation corrected and taken care of. And once you get out of the habit of doing something, you it's hard to get back into it. You kind of lose your momentum. It's been my what I found. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter why. Whether you stop doing something because of the pandemic, like going to work or going to school or going to visit friends or going to visit relatives, whether it was because of the pandemic or whether it's an activity that you were forced to stop doing because you got injured. You hurt a back, you hurt a shoulder, you hurt an arm, you hurt a leg. Um, it is tough sometimes to build that momentum back up, to get back into doing it. You would figure with the pandemic that it would be the perfect time to put content out there, to make content, to keep myself busy, making videos and, you know, uh, publishing things and making content and reviewing stuff and coming up with new concepts for videos. Not so much. And it wasn't so much that I didn't want to do it, there were circumstantial reasons. Everybody was home. It wasn't like I could sit around during the day and shoot videos here in my little corner desk with the TV blaring and the 3-year-old sitting there yapping away at stuff and or crying or running around and getting into trouble, um, as 3-year-olds do. With the 15-year-old there playing videos and playing video games and then doing her schoolwork on the remote, laptop. It was a strange year. um, but it was more than just the circumstantial stuff. I suppose I was a little depressed. More than depressed, I was a little shell shocked. In order to cope with what was going on, pardon me here, I'm going to pull something out. Excuse me while I whip this out. You see this? This is my little journal. I bought this to. It says right here in the opening. You can see that. I have written in the opening. Thoughts, Ideas, and Expressions by Nick Mares. This journal started as a place to jot ideas and miscellaneous stuff pertaining to life, the SCA, D&D, etc. It has now become a living eyewitness account of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic of 2020. If this blows over, It may go back to being a place for ideas, but for now, the only idea is how not to catch this virus and how to survive with your sanity intact. I signed it, Nick Mares, at my address, 27 March 2020. 8 days after stopping work and staying home to preserve mine and my family's health. The first thing I wrote in the calligraphy pen was this right here. The Coronavirus Pandemic 2020. From here forward, this journal will contain a record of our family's experience while dealing with this COVID-19 outbreak. No one in our family is sick yet, but I have stopped working for the most part. Desiree, my lady, is still working and picking up extra hours to help with finances. The initial mood is a bit scary at the moment. The rate of infection is doubling rather quickly, and as usual, Allegheny County is a bit behind the curve, this time to our benefit. Hopefully this virus will peak and fizzle out quickly. Before it gets really bad here. However, I don't hold out much hope that this will be the case. May God help us. Nightmares, March 2020. The day one in here is March 19th. That was my first full day off of work. I filled this notebook with coronavirus stuff, with very few exceptions. I wrote a poem. Maybe someday I'll read that poem to you. But I kept track of the days. How many days about? Like May 19th was day 62 of me being of us dealing with it in our family. The last time I wrote in it for the pandemic was April 25th of this year. Day 406. From there to there. Out of this book. This is all coronavirus stuff. This is what kept my sanity going. Being able to record it and write it down and express it so that it didn't live in my head. That was the only way I survived it. I'm convinced of that. So, anyway. I was kind of thinking about that while I was making that video. That was the first video I made, like shot and edited and did the whole thing in a long time. In case you're wondering what we're smoking today, this is what they call a Bing's Favorite. It's it's got the little golf club there. You can see the little golf club. This is by Savinelli. It's Bing's Favorite by Savinelli. Smooth. It's one of my favorite little pipes. It's not overly big. It's kind of tall and skinny. And what I'm smoking out of it, believe it or not, is just plain old half and half. The stuff that your grandfather used to smoke. I was told that half and half was like a gold standard of aromatic tobacco. That if you wanted to smoke aromatics, there's where you should start. Let me tell you, it's a very mild smoke. It's nothing special. It's mild. It's aromatic. It doesn't smell bad. It smells pleasant in the air. It's not overly harsh on the nicotine, and it's not overly harsh on the taste. But it's not overly flavorful either. It's just kind of there. It's a nice, dumb reach smoke. You don't have to think about it. And I get it. I get why people smoked it all the time, because it came in a giant tin. It was cheap, and you could smoke it a lot and not have to worry about getting upset stomachs or getting sick from the nicotine or anything like that. So I get it. Would I go out of my way to buy a lot of it? No. I have other brands of tobacco that I like way better. But we'll get to those. But I figured I'd start at the bottom. I like this pipe because it has a nice draw. Um, it's not overly heavy, and it doesn't. None of my pipes seem to ghost very much. Maybe it's because I keep them clean and I keep the crap from building up too thick. I don't know. People talk about ghosting all the time. I haven't really experienced that yet. Maybe I just haven't smoked enough. I don't know. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. That'll tell you how long I've been smoking pipes. When I dive into something, I generally dive into it head first. And behind me here, you can see I have a bit of a pipe collection started. You know, I got some up on the wall there. There's a couple missing out of that one there. But because one of them's down here chilling out, and the other one's in its case, and one of them smoking. But you know, I've got a bit of a collection started, and this one right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's an old Butts and Chocolate from the '80s, probably from the '80s, early '80s, late '70s, early '80s. It's an estate pipe that I actually got from Desiree, my fiance, soon to be wife, next year. Um, it was her dad's. Her dad passed away, and she thought enough of me. She held on to it for a long time, and she thought enough of me when I started smoking a pipe that she actually gave it to me for it to be my first pipe, which I thought was really sweet. So what I'm drinking is coffee. So this is Penzic 46. It's kind of worn out. It's from 2017, from the Beast and Boar. It's a little worn off. This year of mug didn't last very well with the printing. I have white mugs that have blue printing on it. Nothing happens to them. We had green mugs with gold printing. We don't know what happened to those because they both broke. Not happy about that. But we get these every year. They're like some of our main go-to mugs for our coffee and tea. Anyway, you can see this stays lit pretty well. It's a pretty easy smoke. There's nothing hard about this. My bowl's not hot. Like I'm holding on to the bowl. I normally can't do that, especially in this pipe because it's not super thin wall, but it's not extremely thick. It's not like this. This has got a real thick wall on it. This one doesn't. And I'm still holding on to this bowl. It's pretty easy to clench. It's not extremely heavy. You know, it's not excruciatingly heavy, so you don't have to really pinch it hard. Just have to pinch it firmly. Now, after a while, it'll wear on you because it's further out away from your face. And it's just going to weigh more that way. It's got more leverage. But it's actually not that bad. I love smoking my Der Bingle. The old Bingle. Bing's favorite. And you know what? The half and half, it's adequate. Oh, shut up. The Bing's favorite is a great pipe. This is a nice little pipe. And let me see if I can get my light on here so that you can see it a little bit better. There we go. That's not so bad. This is one of my favorites. It's not super clean right now. I need to polish it up a little bit, but I keep mine clean on the inside at least, so that they smoke good. But yeah, this is a nice little pipe. It's comfortable. Smoking wise, clinching wise, weight wise, capacity wise. It's a very comfortable little pipe. And you know what, though, half and half, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's nothing special. It's not going to blow you away. But it'll smoke good. And it'll taste decent. And it'll not offend anybody. You know, if that's what you're going for and that's what you like, then half and half will be alright for you. Now, I don't plan on going and getting a whole bunch of, old school mass produced tin tobaccos like Borkham Riff or Captain Black or anything like that. It's just that the half and half, I'd seen it referenced so many times. I figured, you're not really you're not going to really be a pipe smoker until you buy a tin of half and half at least once. So, in conclusion, the half and half is good, not great. The Bing's favorite is great, better than good. And this process is going to be interesting. Anyway, this is Lord Kuma, and this has been Piping Hot, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.